What shall I do a video on today? What are my friends doing? They've done videos. Billy did a video on a Microsoft mouse. That was his Easter special. My Easter special was rebuilding that compact. Didn't really go as well as I was hoping. Did get a really interesting comment from YouTube user High Treason 610 though. Very much appreciated. Nice to know that I wasn't alone in building cardboard box computers. Need to think of something to do a video on though. What were my other friends doing videos on? Luke did a video recently on setting up a ThinkPad T440p for his DA. Jack recently did one on setting up a ThinkPad T410S for his mother. Now that is good timing because my mum does need a machine. She wants one to use as a transfer station, connecting her VCR up using a Dazzle box. So, yeah. Jack and Luke did ThinkPads. So there's really only one thing for it. I'm going to set up the Ergo Ensis. Yep. Hey everyone, welcome to this Videos on Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield. And yes, today we are actually going to be doing a video on the Ergo Ensis laptop. Yep, this thing is still around and it is, yeah, it's still in pretty bad nick already. I used to call it the Panzer tank, but perhaps I should paint it. Perhaps I should lay down a coat of black primer and then paint it dark green and then just kind of scratch all the green off of it and call it the Shitmobile laptop counterpart, or the Ergo Ensis 75 New Yorker edition. But yes, my mum has indeed said that if I'm not using the Ergo Ensis, could she possibly have it back as a transfer station, you know, to use with her Dazzle box and be able to continue to digitize VHS tapes onto DVD. Well, I think I can do this. At least I hope I can anyway. It's kind of my livelihood, and if I can't do computers, then really there's no point to me. There's no point of me. So, let's get on it. Now, I did do a video of this machine a couple of years ago. And, you know, I think I did one, you know, with it running XP or something. A few things have happened since then. I've pulled the hard drive and found out that what was in it was a 4200 RPM 80 gig drive. No wonder this damn thing was so slow. So what I've done instead is I put a 5400 RPM 100 gigabyte hard drive in here. It's also got some memory RAM. I really don't know how much at the moment, but if it's too little, you know, just kind of borrow some from one of my other machines. And it has a 15-inch XGA display, 1024 by 768. Active matrix, believe it or not. And it has a DVD-RW drive. Now, I got this machine for university 10 years ago, actually. 10 years ago this coming Christmas. I remember taking delivery of it and how excited I was to have it, and you know, because I've been without a laptop for a few months actually. I started at university. I had an Advent 7083. Yes, I know. Anyone who lives in the UK will know about PC World and their awful, awful, awful own brand Advent. Now, you know, I've got and I've had peripherals from Advent. We called them profiteroles then. You know, and they're absolutely fine, but don't, whatever you do, if Advent are still going, which I'm not sure if they are or not, don't do it. Just buy something else. Have a carry out. Go to a nice hotel for the weekend. Just don't buy an Advent, okay? Seriously, don't. Anyway, so I had this machine, got it way back in 2006 from a university. It was replaced with a white 2007, late 2007 MacBook. Just over a year afterwards, actually, because, like I said, this thing was really, really slow. Had to use it for a wee bit, though, because it was, well, again, I had a laptop that died, and it was this thing that bailed me out of the shit, if I'm honest. So, it might not be the fastest, but it's, well, these things are hard wiring. Yes, it might look like a computer equivalent of the Shitmobile from the Trailer Park Boys, but everything in it and on it works. And, you know, this is something I have to applaud Ergo for. They take an Asus laptop and they fill it full of better wearing parts and just kind of toughen it up a bit. So yes, this machine kind of does feel a bit, yeah, but it's all in working condition. Now, marvel as I power this thing up, and then it makes me look like a dying fool and refuses to boot up, because that would just be video comedy now, wouldn't it? So, what I plan to do with this machine is I plan to fresh install Windows XP. I'm going to install a version of XP that I have with the Service Pack 4 slipstreamed in. And, you know, that's got quite a few updates. I will probably then update it, you know, with all the POS Ready 2009 updates that are currently available. Then I will disarm its internet capability, because Mum really doesn't need internet access on this. In fact, she says, you know, she says that. She said that in the past. She doesn't need internet access. And then I will install all the software that she needs, you know, to be able to connect up her Dazzle box and actually get the machine to burn DVDs. Although, in all honesty, I really can't remember what she was using. I'm not sure if Pinnacle had its own software thing. But yeah. Anyway, let's power up. I can't remember what. Okay, so this hard drive should be blank. Now I have fitted another new keyboard to it, and this keyboard feels absolutely fantastic. It's got kind of beautiful bounce back response. Oh, I'm not sure that being red is a good thing. Right, okay, it's got 3 gigs of RAM. So that's me sending it back with more RAM than it had to begin with, which is good. It's a Core 2 Duo T2500. Sorry, Core Duo T2500 at 2 gigahertz. Speed 2000 megahertz. I am going to load manufacturer default. ID configuration. 100 gigabyte Fujitsu hard disk. Very nice. HLDT ST DVD RAM drive. Super I/O configuration. Yep. This machine does have a proper parallel port, which is quite nice. USB PWR cell. I don't know. Play post sound, speaker volume. I don't want any of this security stuff enabled. LCD power saving enabled. Start battery calibration. Boot settings configuration. Quick boot and quiet boot lend themselves quite well from Dell machines. Actually, does that. I think actually to get the BIOS on this, it's an AMI BIOS. So yeah, it's the escape key. One of those machines where the escape key actually activates the boot menu, a la VMware. So, pressing any key to boot from CD. So this is just loading up Windows XP. So it's basically like what we did. Oh yes, this is one of these disks that goes straight to the partition screen. Yeah, I have no idea what I was doing with this drive. But I'm going to stop this nonsense right now. And then just, yeah. Delete all the partitions, and then I'll create one huge partition. You know what? I'm going to full format it. And if anybody has a problem with that, please feel free to send your complaints to any rubbish bin on or off the premises where you live, and they'll find me. No, kidding on. But I'm not going to make you obviously sit and wait through the full format. That would just make for one boring video. You know, the reason I'm doing a full format is, you know, just to ensure that the integrity of the partition I'm creating on this drive is good. You know, because, you know, I don't want this machine to be going wrong anytime soon. I mean, I know it's a 10-year-old machine, but, you know, it's an Ergo Ensis, so this thing should just keep right on going. Okay, so now the hard drive is formatted, and we're on to the copying files part of the text-based setup process. The reason this machine's making a horrific sound is literally because it's not properly balanced, and the reason it's not properly balanced is all of its rubber feet are missing. So when the CD-ROM drive spins up, it makes an awful kind of buzzing sound. So yeah. So this will, I'll just let this one run its course. While it's doing so, I'll make a cup of tea. So now we're going to be starting in Windows XP properly for the first time. There we go. So when there's stuff to do, I will I'll come back. Well, time to register it. I'll register it to me. Now it's time to set the time zone and just kind of check that the time's all correct, which it isn't. It's an hour behind. No, it is, well, kind of. It's, oops, 3:08. There we go. I think that's more the time. Could even be 39 now. So what is now going to happen is this machine will attempt to install a network. Bollocks! Camera light notwithstanding, we are now in the out-of-the-box experience portion of the installation of Windows XP. The same experience that you would get when switching a new Windows XP machine on for the first time. And we have a dialog box here that says, to improve the appearance of visual elements, Windows will automatically adjust your screen resolution. You click OK, and then it's like, Windows adjusted your screen resolution. If you can read this text, click OK to continue. Probably shouldn't do that voice too much. Made my throat a wee bit sore. Oh well. So now this is a way setting stuff up. Reticulating splines. That sort of thing. Well, it would if it was The Sims anyway, but it isn't. Although I did used to run The Sims 2 on this laptop. It used to run absolutely tickety-boo most of the time, and then it would crash and blue screen out. Because you've gotta love mid-2000s Intel video drivers on Windows XP. Right, yeah, turn on automatic updates, and checking for internet connectivity. Well, isn't that nice? Well, I think it's actually time for me to plug an Ethernet cable up this machine's butt. Well, actually the side. There we go. How will this computer connect to the internet? Right through my local area network, of course. Setting up a high-speed internet, let's use auto configuration. Oh, Jins. You need to detect the DNS auto magically as well. Ready to register with Microsoft? No, I am not. Right, let's just type in, you know what? Just type in Wakefield. Now we see a welcome screen. What I've done is I've copied the LAN driver to a flash disk, and I'll install that. The rest of the drivers are actually on my server, so I'll get this thing connected to the network and I'll download them all directly to this machine. Well guys, all the drivers are installed. I did want to install the Pinnacle instant DVD recorder software as well, but unfortunately my disk does not work, which is a wee bit of a menace if I'm going to be completely honest, but everything else on the laptop is installed and working fine. Now I probably will install a copy of Per DVD or something like that, because this machine, well, I'm guessing you need a DVD decoder to actually work with this. But, yeah. I spoke to my mum and she said she literally did not want anything else on the machine. I spoke to my mum earlier and she said she did not want anything else on the machine. So, well, all that's really on here now is a base install of Windows XP with the Unofficial Service Pack 4. So, yeah, let's just put an added touch here. What about... There we go. Oops. So there we go. That's everything installed. Now, as for the internet, yes, I have installed the drivers for the LAN and the wireless and what have you, but what I can do is just literally turn off the wireless. And in doing so, dip my jammy sleeve into a pot of tea. Well done, Jay. That was, I think that was an excellent, genuous move. Whoops. But Power for Gear is also installed, so what I'm going to do is just kind of set this. That is Power for Gear installed. That's not good. Right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll run through the installation again. I don't know if it's installed or not. But yeah, what I'll do. Yep, there we go. High performance. That's it installed. And what I'll do is I'll stick that on maximum performance. You know, so that the machine is, you know, always ready. There we go. So now this is on super performance. What I will do, I'll let it shut down and install what updates it's collected from Windows Update. But but yeah, this machine is all up and running. I've turned the wireless off, but in any case, I've realised that this machine is not actually set up to even connect to my mum's network. I mean, why would be? Why would it be? I've just reformatted its hard drive. In fact, I've replaced the hard drive that was in it, the hard drive that came with it. So, will this laptop and I ever cross paths again? Well, I would probably think so. You know, I mean, for the while that I had it, it was a slow laptop, but, you know, I enjoyed using it. You know, and it's, like I said, it's coming up to 10 years old this Christmas. And, you know, I still have the pictures, actually, of when I first got it. And the, you know, the bits and pieces I got with it as well. But, you know, I think it'll probably live out its days as a transfer station, because the Pinnacle box does not actually have support for Windows Vista or above, apparently. It's really quite odd, is that? But, you know, I mean, considering we bought it in 2009, it's really not that good that it doesn't support anything beyond Windows XP. But, like I said, I guess that's kind of the way things go, I guess. Anyway, I think I'm going to conclude this video. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook, like Videos on Frontier on Facebook, and follow me on Twitter. But for the meantime, thank you for watching this video, and please join me for my next one. Goodbye.